Hey guys, today we're going to be checking out the game called Metro Last Light, and why if you're a gun nut, or maybe even a little bit of a prepper, you're going to love this game. Here's an interesting concept for you. Money makes the world go around, right? But this is only valuable in society. When people say that it's valuable, that's the only time that this is going to mean anything. Otherwise, it's just pieces of paper. So when that society goes to shit, is the money going to save your life? Or are these going to save your life? That's right, baby. Now we're speaking the language of Metro, where after a nuclear holocaust, people are forced underground and nothing is the same. To be honest, the setting and the plot of this game is brilliant. And I bring up the whole round concept because that just makes the most damn sense to me out of anything else. But we'll talk more about that in a second. First, I have a confession to make, guys. I never played the first Metro game. Ugh, feels so good to get out in the open. For some reason I skipped it, and I'm kicking myself in the ass for it. Now luckily I haven't felt like I needed to play the first game to be a fan of the second game. Still, it's very obvious that the experience is going to be much better if you did play the first game, which is called Metro 2033. Now, both of these games are featured on novels written by, oh god, get ready for this, Dmitry Glukovsky. Is that good? Is that right? Arrivederci. I don't know if anybody's even going to get that joke. It's from Inglourious Bastards. Gorlami. You had to have seen it. In any case, they do a great job of immersing you in this nasty, gritty, brutal, post-apocalyptic world that takes place underground, and in some cases above ground. But the level of immersion that they give you is truly admirable. Yeah, it's a tank! It's a tank! No, it's a monster truck! Or...
this baby.
It's a go-kart!
The boys even gave her a name.
That's fine too! That's fine. Now they do such a good job with the immersion of this game, using gameplay mechanics to make you feel like it's real, like you're there, that it really ups the creepy factor when you're playing. What in the hell? Okay. Alright, not liking this. Not liking this. What the fuck is that? You know, old man, you built this awesome little go-kart. No fucking weapons on it. Now I'm in the shit. With all these fucking lepers running around. Oh shit. What the fuck? Oh, you creepy son of bitches. Oh shit. Get off my ride. Get the fuck up. Ooh. Need some air. Need some air. Okay. Alright. Wipe it off. Wipe off the mask. Good to go. So what was I talking about with these at the beginning of the video? Well, in Metro, rounds are the currency. This doesn't exist. And I like that because we've seen that through history. Whenever there's a big event, especially a violent event in the United States, or even a gun scare like we had with Obama, rounds get difficult to get a hold of. They get extremely expensive, so you need more money to get a hold of these. Now, what if we're talking about just an absolute catastrophe? Like, let's say, a nuclear war. So the concept of using rounds as currency just makes sense. And it also makes for some interesting gameplay. You have your reloaded ammo, your shitty ammo, basically. And that's the same thing in real life. I mean, reloaded ammo is actually pretty reliable if you do it right, but in these conditions, with probably shitty tools and not the right measurements of black powder and all this other stuff, reloaded ammo would probably be pretty shitty. But the good stuff, the military grade stuff, that's your currency. And it brings you to some interesting dilemmas when you're playing the game. Do you use your good ammo for currency, or do you save it for when things get really rough and you really need it? I also love the concept of using a pro mask or the gas mask. That's pretty cool, man. That's something that I haven't really seen used in this way in a game before, and it was a lot of fun. It was a really cool aspect of the game. And I related to it in real life because I've had to wear these things before, you know, going through CS gas training and stuff like that. We've had to put our pro mask on, and this guy's a pro. I mean, he puts the mask on freaking quick, and we had to train to put the pro mask on within 6 seconds. It's more than just slapping that puppy on, you know. You got to pull it over your head and pull all the straps tight, make sure you clear the mask, and then, you know, then you're good. Whereas this guy, he just slaps that thing on like a pro, and honestly, probably would in this kind of environment. That'd be like learning how to read. It's just something you need to know how to do. So that's 2 immersion factors right there in this game that I think ultimately is going to connect with both gun nuts and your preppers. You know, you people that prep for not necessarily a post-apocalyptic world, but just like a horrific event. Not many people understand the need for something like that because they think of the most ridiculous concepts that the news likes to focus on with these preppers, that they're preparing for like the end of days. And that's just ridiculous in the grand scheme of what a prepper is. And most preppers don't even like to call themselves that because it has this ridiculous stigma now associated with it. A lot of these people, they're not preparing for the end of days. They're not preparing for nuclear holocaust. It's more like they're just preparing for a situation in which society breaks down. And it doesn't take a whole lot to do that when you think about it. Think of natural disasters. Hurricane Katrina, what that did to Louisiana. I mean, people were completely on their own for a couple of days. If someone broke into your home, there's no police to come save you. You know, if you or a family member were really hurt, you know, there was no ambulance to come and get you. If you were really hungry, there was no supermarket to go to, unless you wanted to swim there. Now, I'm getting a little off topic, but the point remains that I applaud the developers for being able to see into this type of situation and understand what truly becomes valuable. And I also wanted to applaud them because as a firearm enthusiast, there's a lot to love about this game. A lot of people, especially people who don't know much better or don't get too into firearms, like to think of it as a whole, when in reality a firearm is made up of just several different pieces, some of them very similar to each other between firearms, that work together toward a goal: to fire a round. So when you think about it, in a world where you have to use whatever equipment you currently have, makeshift weapons are bound to happen. They might not be that reliable, but they're gonna happen. And that's the case in MERRELL. A lot of the weapons that you come across are based in reality, but they're makeshift. As if this part broke and had to go and they had to replace it with this part and put this part for this reason and this came from this weapon, and it all comes together for this really cool experience of building a weapon that we know is fictional, that we know in real life probably wouldn't be that reliable and as effective as a manufactured firearm, but it's cool to see nonetheless because it would probably happen in a post-apocalyptic world. And you have an AK-47 with a wooden buttstock and the buttstock breaks for some whatever reason. Maybe it gets shot or you fall down, you know, a ditch or something and it cracks the wood. You're not going to discard the entire AK-47. You're just going to take that shit off, find some other shitty piece of wood, duct tape that shit on there and keep using it because it saves your life. So as a firearm enthusiast, I really enjoyed this aspect of the game, and if you like anything about guns, I think you will too. And if all that's not enough to sell this game for you, well, there's always boobies. Hey girl, how you doing? What's going on, ladies? I love boobies. In the end though, guys, it's a great game, and I think they made a really smart decision releasing it for like a spring release, spring/summer. I think that was smart because there is no multiplayer aspect to this game. It's only single player, and I don't think they're ready to compete with what's coming out during the holiday season, but it's still worth your time, worth your money. Great game, very interesting, especially from like a gun firearm enthusiast perspective, which is what you see a lot on my channel. So I definitely think it's worth it for you guys. If you've already bought the game, let people know what you think about it in the comment section. Let them know what you think is great, what you think is bad, and in between. But that's all I have for this video. Really hope you guys enjoyed it. But this is Sergeant Merrill, out here.